Yo, yo, yo. Back again with PARANORMASIGHT. I haven't played this game in a while. I still remember exactly what happened, though. Oof. We caught on to the scent of a killer. Apparently the guy that was serial killing way back in the day is a janitor? I don't know what to make of that. Is he reformed? Is he a curse bearer? I don't know. We'll have to find out. Let's get in it. Okay. What were we doing? Whoa. What's up with this? Where did she come from? It's like she appeared out of nowhere. I didn't mean to startle you. I'm terribly sorry if I've gotten the wrong people, but would you happen to be curse bearer? Ugh. Curse bearers? Oh, wait. That's a Richter. Curse bearers? What's that then? It means someone who's gathering souls for the rite of resurrection. You have heard of the rite of resurrection, haven't you? Everyone's talking about it. Color me intrigued. Care to tell me more, miss? What's your name again? Oh, silly me. I'm Ayami Tono. A university student. She says her name's Ayame. I guess she's around 20. She must be brave walking around alone this late. Or maybe there's more to it. There's more to the rite of resurrection than meets the eye, you see. So the best way to collect soul dregs is to kill other curse bearers. And that's about the size of it. I hope it wasn't too much to follow. No, I think I got the gist. Funny old world we live in, huh? So are you saying you're one of these curse bearers? No, well, not quite. It's complicated. I'm not, but Yutaro is. Yutaro? Is that your boyfriend? Oh, heavens no, just a friend. His full name is Yutaro Namagaki, where I suppose you could say partners in crime. Funny way of putting it. So where is this Yutaro now? Well, about that, he's not actually a curse bearer anymore. He's more like a former curse bearer. Former? How so? I don't really know the details myself, but apparently he lost his curse stone. Typical, right? He makes such a show of being a top student only to flunk where it counts. So now I'm out here looking for curse bearers myself, if you want something done right. He's hiding it well, but I can sense that he's got his guard up. Could there be something more to this girl than meets the eye? I should ask her what her deal is. He lost it? How'd he do that? I wasn't with him at the time, so I don't know exactly what happened. All I know is that he came back saying he didn't have it anymore. Although, well, it's strange that you'd probe into that of all things. I'm just the curious sort, that's all. Sorry if it's a touchy subject. Oh, I don't mind. I don't particularly care about keeping it a secret. Yutaro can be a little irrational sometimes, so I have to keep a level head on my shoulders. So anyway, mind if I ask why you thought I was a curse bearer? Oh, that. I'm terribly sorry, I was so rude. I saw the two of you out late at night and I suppose I made assumptions. Gotcha. Sorry if we gave you the wrong idea. Out of interest, what was your plan if we did turn out to be curse bearers? Great question. And the answer is, I was going to ask you very nicely for your curse stones. And you thought we'd have given them to you just like that? Well, maybe not, but you know what they say, you never know until you ask. You must really love your boyfriend if you're willing to try something that risky. Oh goodness, no, we're just friends. My life doesn't revolve around him, you know? Anyway, you aren't curse bearers, so I'm just bothering you, aren't I? Please, ignore me. So what are you trying to do with this rite of resurrection? Well, Utaro has his own plan all laid out. I don't know if I can get behind it though. It seems, how do I put it, self-centered? I mean, if you got a chance to resurrect the dead, it would be a waste not to use it on someone that really matters, right? So I was planning on stealing his curse stone at the last second and use it for myself. Well, until he lost it anyway. Oh, but don't tell Utaro I was going to do that, okay? I don't think he'd be happy to hear it. Of course, keeping secrets is my business. My, aren't you dashing? Sounds like you really have your heart set on this rat. What were you hoping to use it on? Do you promise he won't laugh? Cross my heart. Well then, let me tell you my master plan. Prepare to be amazed. I'm an art student, you see. Woodblock prints are my specialty. Ukiyo-en in particular. Ukiyo-e, huh? You must be a cultured lady. Really? Do you think so? Everyone says it's a strange interest for a girl to have. You know, people often think of ukiyo-e as some inaccessible high-class art form, but that's actually totally untrue. Back in the Edo period, it was the art for the masses, amusement for the common people. So when you think about it, we feel exactly the same thrills from every brushstroke as they did back then. Isn't that fascinating? Yeah, I guess. As far as I'm concerned, the undisputed king of ukiyo-e is the one and only Hakusai. Have you heard of him? Sure I have. He's famous. Didn't he live somewhere around here back in the Edo period? That's right, you're just as knowledgeable as you look. His 36 views of Mount Fuji are so iconic, they're the only works of his most people know. But Hokusai was so much more than just mountains and waves. That's the only teeny tiny tip of his veritable iceberg of work. I've got to admit, I only really know him from those landscapes myself. Oh, don't worry about it, anyone can learn. When Hokusai died at the age of 90, he left behind over 30,000 drawings. That's multiple drawings a day for 80 years. Amazing, right? So he kept on drawing right up to his old age, huh? Impressive. But even in his final years, he was never satisfied with his own work. His dying words were, "Should heaven afford me 5 more years, I shall finally become a true artist." Even on his deathbed, he still thought he had more to learn. He was already the greatest painter and artist of his era. Who knows what he could have done with more time? Well, that's what I want to find out. Hold on, are you saying? Besides, he always said he wanted to move out of 100 houses, but he only made it to 93. Isn't that just tragic? Oh no, nuh-uh. No way is this going where I think it's going. Imagine the masterpieces he could create with modern techniques. I feel all dizzy just thinking about it. You've got to be kidding me. So if I understand correctly, you want to use the Rite of Resurrection to... That's right, I want to bring Hokusai back to life. Well, that's certainly a novel idea. That's what she'd use it on. What a waste. Katsushika Hokusai. A painting by Katsushika Hokusai, 36 Views of Mount Fuji, the Great Wave of Kanagawa. A master ukiyo-e artist, 1760 to 1849, Hokusai was active during the late Edo period, considered to be the golden age of ukiyo-e in Japan. Born in Hanzhou, Hokusai spent most of his life in the area known as Sumida City. Among his most famous works, the 36 Views of Mount Fuji and the Hokusai manga. Hokusai was a prolific artist from a young age and has left behind a wide variety of works, producing an estimated 30,000 pieces during his lifetime. Though the general popularity of ukiyo-e declined during the Meiji period, Hokusai remained a core figure at the center of the Japanese Mei movement, providing inspiration for countless artists around the globe. Despite his fame, Hokusai himself was said to be rather indifferent to money or decorum, and lived a life that quite appropriately resembled that of a whimsical and otherworldly scenes often depicted by ukiyo-e. Though he went by many names in his later years, he took on the title of Gakyo Rajin Manji, or the Old Mad Painter. Hokusai lived to be 90 years old and never lost his passion for art. Yeah, that's a pretty popular painting. I think everyone has seen it at least once. Oh gosh, is it that time? I should be going. I need to get my hands on a curse bearer before daybreak. Sorry for flagging you down out of the blue like that. Best of luck. Ayami Tono. Ayami is a young woman working with Yutaru Namagaki. Her love for Katsushika Hokusai Ukiyo-e is great that she wishes to resurrect is so great that she wishes to resurrect him with the rite of resurrection. Ayami is a clever but calculating university student who only has time for her own interest. She's making the best of a recent boom in the popularity of female university students, incited by their appearance across TV commercials and radio programs. Ayame is content to ride this trend so long as it allows her to get her hands on whatever she needs and wants in life. Recently, Ayame has figured out that older men will fall for her if she acts a little bit stupid. She was approached by Yutaro Namagaki in town, and although she was not attracted to him, agreed to date him because his family seemed rich. However, she does not think much of him as a human being and is beginning to grow bored of their relationship. That's interesting. She said she wasn't dating him. She sounds extremely detached. She sounds almost psychotic. Well, there goes trouble. If we're going after curse stones, we should keep an eye on her, too, if we can. Why do you say that? Before she left, she wished us best of luck. She got at least an inkling that we're curse bearers. My. There's a good chance we'll clash sooner or later. We're after the same thing, after all. You head on back to the mansion, ma'am. I think I'll tail her for a while. Oh shit, I see. So these little cracked screens are like what, like they might have alternate like paths? There's definitely an alternate path here, but we can't do it. We have to unlock like some strange like power as the viewer. Back here again. I left Richter to continue looking for curse bearers and came home alone. Will this really be enough to gather the soul dregs I need? Or what if nobody uses any more curses? I'll lose my chance to bring him back. The old Shigama mansion. We rebuilt it here after the Great Kanto earthquake. It's always stayed the same all these years, even after the war didn't touch it. I never liked it growing up, and I always wanted to live somewhere more modern. Once a warrior clan with a mansion in Hanzhou and now a dynasty of police officials, the Shigema family is one of considerable repute. The family estate was originally located some distance from the city, but the Great Kanto earthquake of 1923 forced them to rebuild in a new location. The Shigema mansion was at one time a bustling place where members of a social elite mingled. 1 year ago, however, the head of the house was struck with a sudden melancholy, and ever since their mansion has stood silent as the grave. I wonder if like Japanese people play this game and they're just like hit with like a bout of nostalgia because this game takes place in the 90s. Obviously, there's like a lot of references to things that happened in the 90s. It's kind of like if like an American, I don't know, watched Adult Swim or something, they'd be like, "Whoa, dude, getting the vibes." I can hear the wind rustling in the trees. Ooh, a mockingbird. Which one did we get? The ostracizer. Damn, the artwork for these things are pretty cool, by the way. Wait, what? That's suspicious. No more curses. Well, it seems like the only thing I can really do is go back here, right? Yeah? Well, I don't know. Let's try. Um, let's start here and see what happens. Yeah, apparently this guy is like serial killer. Let me see. What was it? Oh, I don't think it says it here. Makoto's occasional shrewd remarks have led to speculation among students that he may have led a far more interesting life than it seems. He will be remembered as one of the 7 mysteries of Kamagata High School for some time to come. That's not what I was looking for. Probably be here, right? Let me see. I could have sworn there was a case file on that. Oh, here it is, the Nejima murders. Yeah, apparently he's Nejima? Mr. Ashimaya. Ashimiya. Yeah, we never get his first name. I don't know if that would matter. Maybe he even changed his name, who knows? Where is it? We already read all this, by the way. I'm looking for a specific dialogue option. Where is it? Also, a little suspicious as soon as he goes in, we find her dead friend. Yeah, I don't remember if it was here or before we went out. Yeah, I think it might have been a little bit before this section. Yeah. Maybe? Eek. Yeah, see, then there's that. What is that? What curse is that, you think? Hold up. What curse is that? Kills by drowning one who leaves a curse bearer behind. It could be the beckoning light. Definitely not that. It's not that. Oh, this is different. We haven't figured out who has that one either. Rio. I'm sorry. Yeah. Let's try a little bit before then. Or maybe the storyteller will give us something of an option though. My, creepy cozy, you seem to have arrived at a less than favorable result, but this was bound to happen. There is someone who must not be trusted. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? If so, you may choose to withhold important information from that person. Fear not, you may try as many times as you like from the event in question. I see. I directly told him about Mio. Go home alone without checking on Mio. Oh, right. Mr. Jonoichi was actually looking for you inside the main building.
What's that? He's here right now? What's he thinking? I don't know. He was in Class 3B on the second floor just a bit ago. Well, I suppose that means I can't be locking up just yet. Second floor, you said. I'll go take a peek. Be back in a jiff.
My house is really close by. I'll be on my own, really.
That's so? Ah, the snack shop, right? Suppose you'll be fine then. Be careful now, ye. Stay on the big well-lit streets. If something happens, shout fire.
Okay, you worry too much.
Well, we wouldn't want you to be losing any more students.
Whoa.
Though I imagine you'd know that better than anyone.
Yes, you're right. Losing any more students, that sounded like it had a double meaning. Front gates. Mio's late. I've been waiting for 20 or 30 minutes, but there's no sign of her. Huh? There's someone coming down the road. Whoa. I thought it was going to be Shoujo. Oh no, a teacher. It's Mr. Ariishi. He looks on edge. I wonder what he's doing. Wait, he's the one who discovered the rite of resurrection. It wouldn't be strange for him to be involved with the curses. I wonder if he has a curse stone. What do I do? But it's way past the 10 minutes Mio said she'd be here by. I managed to escape. I can't let that go to waste. I need to get out of here before anyone sees me. Whoa, she just dipped. Just like that. Yako's home. I'm home. Thank goodness. I don't think the walk has ever felt so long. Nobody will be able to use their curse once it's light outside. I need to go look for Mio as soon as it's morning. But for now, I need some rest. Oh, look at that. Tetsuo Tsutsumi.
Well, with this, we'll have visited every place connected to the Seven Mysteries.
This is the last spot, huh? And we've got nothing to show for it. Even though every last location looked suspect from top to bottom.
Maybe we came at the wrong time. There might not have been any curse bearers around.
It sounds like we'll need to do another round before morning comes then.
Or maybe someone's been observing our movements.
What? No way.
It's just a thought. Either way, we should check out the last place.
Let's hope we finally get a lead. Kinshimbori Park. Oh, there he is.
Whoa, 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 what the hell is this?
Is he dead?
Damn it, we were too late. Was this a curse too?
Hang on, I'm gonna call this in.
I'll leave it to you. I'm gonna look around.
I like Shoujo, man. It sucks he's destined to die. Boss, bad news.
What is it?
Another mysterious death was reported in the area just now. The medical unit and forensics team are on their way, but it'll be a while before they arrive.
Ah, this is bad news. So they got someone else?
You think this is the work of a curse bearer? With suspicious deaths popping up one after another, we have to assume it is.
Shit.
Guess we'll be stuck waiting around for a while. Oh, I can't click on him. Oh, wait. Boss, the phone is ringing.
The phone booth seems to be ringing. I didn't even know these could receive calls. I checked the surroundings earlier and there were no signs of a curse bearer or any curse echoes around. The ringing of the phone is the only sound cutting through the quiet park.
Look around, there could be something.
What's this? There's something stuck on the side of the phone. Come on, boss, that's not what we're supposed to be searching for.
Look at that hairstyle, bro. He's smoking a fish. The mockingbird.
Well, we better go check it out.
You're right, but be careful, it could be a curse.
Hey, I said we. You expect me to go alone?
You're the one who's tough against this stuff. Don't worry, boss, you can do it. Go on now.
Damn it. Hello? Kinshibori Park phone booth.
Evening, Detective Tsutsumi. How are things looking out there?
Who is this?
I finally got him.
The real deal. Detective Tetsuo Tsutsumi himself.
Ah, wait. That's Chief Inspector Tsutsumi now, isn't it? You've come a long way since we last met.
I asked you to identify yourself.
Man, have you forgotten already? After all the time we spent together. What a time that was. As I recall, I gave you quite the runaround.
Wait, is this Fumichika Nejima?
What? Did you just say Fumichika Nejima? Like the one from the Nejima murders. Ding, ding, ding. You've got it. I had a feeling that the great Chief Tsutsumi would remember me. I spent 20 long years in a cell thanks to you. That shit was not easy.
You should be thanking me. It should have given you plenty of time to think and atone for your sins.
That it did. I've repented. My consciousness is clean as a whistle.
Bullshit. 20 years in prison doesn't even begin to make up for the shit you did.
I don't know about that. After all, the justice system was gracious enough to grant me parole.
What? If this is the real Fumashika Nejima, he must still have a grudge against me for arresting him. So is this payback? Damn it.
How did you find me?
How do you know where I am?
That's my favorite part. The sound of confusion in your voice. It's to die for. This is delicious. I can't get enough.
I'm not telling you shit.
Have fun racking your tiny little brain for it. I guess I could give you a little hint.
Go on.
Well, you see, I have the one-sided read. Tsutsumi, you have the evergreen beach, no?
Nejima, you're a curse bearer. You're using the power of the curse?
Indeed, and what a peculiar curse it is. But that's where my hints end.
Gosh darn it, the curse echo couldn't have fallen into worse hands.
Let's see. No, what did he say it was? The one-sided reed. There was once an infamous rogue by the name of Tomezu who fell for a woman named Okama. Tomezu persistently chased after Okama, attempting to win her heart over and over again, but she rejected his advances each time. Enraged by her indifference to him, Tomezu brought a dagger to a canal near Ryogoku Bridge and attacked Okama. He cut the arm and leg off one side of her body and then threw them in the canal. Ever since then, the reeds growing along the canal have only sprouted leaves on one side. What could the power of that possibly be? It can't be good, especially for Nejima to have it.
What is your goal?
Now, you've got to understand. I've repented. I've seen the light. I've been a good boy since I was granted parole. I even got myself a job. I've been real serious about walking the right path.
Well, that's very nice. Keep it up.
But it was no good. When the opportunity arose, it was impossible to hold myself back. I knew I had to give you a little token of thanks or I'd never truly be able to have a fresh start. Do you get what I'm saying?
No thanks. I don't need anything. No need to do all that for me. Just try to live a quiet life.
Oh, it's no hassle at all. It would be all too easy just to kill you, to tear you apart. But that wouldn't be very satisfying. Certainly not after 20 years of waiting.
That's a long time to nurture a grudge.
You bet it is. I let it gnaw at me, grow inside of me. I thought of nothing else. All that time I played model prisoner, endured the harassment of those asshole guards threw at me. And I did it all for you, Tsutsumi. So please, just accept my deepest and most sincere feelings. Sorry, but I'm afraid I don't feel the same way about you.
Shut the hell up. That attitude of yours is why I'm saving you for last. What are you planning? Whatever it is, bring it on. I'm not running away.
I just told you I'm not coming for you yet.
Pay attention when people talk, shithead.
You see, this time I want to see you on your knees, weeping in despair, begging me for mercy. Oh, no, I'm so sorry, dear Nejima. Please forgive me. I won't do it again.
Shut the heck up. This is exactly why I've always hated you so much.
It was worth a shot. Did you really think that you could sate me, asshole? You must be crazy. Well, then we're both crazy. We've got so much in common, we should be friends. Enjoy cracking your jokes while you still can. I'm going to kill everyone you care about, one by one, until there's no one left. Sorry to disappoint, but I'm a lone wolf. I don't have anyone like that in my life. Boss, what about me? Or wait, are you just trying to protect me? There's not a single person you care about? I wonder what your sweet daughter would think if she were to hear that. Ugh. Don't you dare. I'm warning you. Oh, very nice. This is more like it. She's living all on her own now, isn't she? Attending university and all. Such a good girl. Oh my. Don't tell me that she just happened to live in Hanzhou. She does? No, forget it. This isn't funny, asshole. I'm gonna find you and make you pay. Ah, I love it. Keep going. I want to hear you lose your mind. It's music to my ears. One more thing we should discuss. In fact, it's the most important thing. I thought you were finally going to shut up. I'm already sick of you, so I'll pass. Oh, but you don't want to miss this. It's the main course. I could just go after your daughter, but something tells me you'd get bored. No, I'm good. You got me real fired up. You're in my head. Well done. But this is a gift tailor-made for you. I'm going to kill all the people you swore to protect. Every last living person here. You couldn't. Oh, but with this curse of mine, I can. I'll give you until dusk. By then, I could probably get a couple hundred people or so. And it'll all be your fault. Oh, it must be so hard to know they'll all die because of you. So tragic. It must be tearing you apart. Don't F with me. There's no way an amateur like you could pull off something cursed that strong. Unfortunately for you, I absolutely can. My curse stone is a particularly strong one. Which means I can have my fun without needing to hold back one bit. It's almost like the Feast of Shadows was cast just for me. You're surprisingly well informed about this. Who was it that tipped you off? Who knows? Then how about I kill myself first and ruin all your fun? What about that, asshole? Idiot. You think I'd call it off just because you were dead? There's no running away for you. I'll find you, and I won't let you get away with this, Nejima. You've got 12 hours. Do you really think your paltry little organization will be able to make a dent in my plans? Oh, the sacrifices made will be heavy. I can't wait to see you sobbing with regret. And I'll even have enough soul dregs to pull off the rite of resurrection. How splendid. Nejima, you're after the... Anyway, see you around. Bye-bye now. Boss. Ario, did you catch all that? Nejima, what is he planning? Who knows? For now, we need to find him and get him into custody. Send word to HQ. But the fact that the 7 mysteries are wrapped up in this is going to make things tricky. You mean with Nejima being a curse bearer? Just our luck, really. It couldn't have been a worse guy. Sounds like his curse will be able to kill a lot of people at once. I'd like to avoid getting our investigators caught up in the crossfire. We'll use them to find out where he is. But then, we're going in alone. We should try to collect as many curse stones as we can before then. Let's hurry. Aye aye, boss. Later. It was reported that a total of 3 suspicious deaths were discovered that night. Nejima's threats, along with the curses, were kept secret from the general public. However, the Hanzhou serial killings still made international headline following the death of police officer Hajime Yoshimi. At Tsutsumi's request, a large-scale investigation was launched into Fumashika Nejima's whereabouts. Tsutsumi and Ario themselves spent the rest of the night looking for curse bearers in the area, but their search ended in vain. And with that, the curtain closed on that cursed night. 12 hours to sunset. Ooh, shit. Wait, doesn't the curse stone stop working during the day? Or is it the entire day? Sorry for the wait, boss, but I managed to gather some information.
Took you long enough.
Things at the station were pretty hectic, but I managed to get some info. Let me fill you in.
Floor is yours.
A total of 3 mysterious deaths were confirmed in the area, including the one in this park. So let's start with that one. The young man we found here. He's been identified as Shogo Okie, 25 years old, a regular old office worker who worked around here. He died of asphyxiation due to the water in the lungs. He drowned.
He drowned? In the middle of the park? That's not possible. It's gotta be a curse we're dealing with here.
About that, boss. Isn't this park associated with one of the 7 mysteries, too? That's right, the Whispering Canal. It does seem like there'd be a link between a canal and death by drowning, don't you think?
Sharp thinking, Ariel. You're starting to get the hang of this. So let's assume they're related. What's next?
Before that, the body of a woman was found behind a residential complex in Kamizawa. The victim had been identified as Tawaku Hayashi, 29 years old. She was an office worker who lived on her own in the area. As for the cause of death, well,
yes.
The entirety of her body was crushed by some kind of strong external force. No murder weapon was discovered in the area, but considering the way she was found, we're looking for something large, flat, and heavy that could have crushed her in one fell swoop.
Hang on, are you saying she was stepped on? Meaning...
Exactly. Crushing is the Footwasher Mansion's modus operandi. The place the body was discovered is also known to be related to the 7 mysteries.
Then this is Namagaki's doing. Shit, I knew he'd use it. Judging by the amount of soul dregs, the victim was just a regular person, not a curse bearer. I guess we should report this to Paranormal Affairs.
Got it. And as for the 3rd victim, he was identified as Koei Jonuichi, 32, a teacher at Kamagata High, who was found in the school's courtyard. The cause of death appears to be external trauma from a fall or a heavy blow. The impact crushed his arms and legs. Since he was found in the middle of the courtyard, he couldn't have fallen from the gymnasium or the main building.
A teacher dying at school? And not just any school, Kamagata houses one of the 7 mysteries.
Shit, which one was it? There's one that causes you to fall, right? Which one was it? Yeah, it's the Fool's Procession. Right, it's where the Fool's Procession is supposed to be. It's too big of a coincidence. We can't rule out the possibility that this death was also the work of a curse. I see. Either way, it seems all 3 victims can be tied to the 7 mysteries.
There's probably a curse bearer at the center of it all pulling the strings. But you've got a point. All these strange deaths do point in one direction.
That's right, and Hajime's case wasn't all that different either.
He also died of mysterious causes in a place connected to the 7 mysteries. The problem is that the timing doesn't match up. He died before the curses were activated.
Could he have been hit by a different curse? One that didn't have anything to do with the 7 mysteries?
That's a thought, but if that were the case, we'd be dealing with a powerful practitioner, one who could pull off a curse like that without using a curse stone. There are many people in this day and age who could do something like that.
Ah, really? I see. I don't know too much about that stuff. I'd be more surprised if you did. Well, looking at these deaths, it seems like many of the curse bearers acted last night.
But we can't rule out that there were more killings from which the bodies haven't been found.
Yikes, I haven't thought of that.
But there is one silver lining. Judging by my own curse stone, it seems that the curses can't be activated while the sun's out.
Ah, that's great news. So basically, we're safe during the daytime.
Exactly. It's also likely why Nejima gave us till dusk.
Ah, he must have known the curse stones couldn't be used during the day.
Either way, we got till nightfall to settle this. It's time we flushed out the other curse bearers.
Aye aye, boss. Let's do this. At the moment, we only know the identity of 4 curse bearers, you included. Yutaro Namagaki had the foot washing mansion, and Hideki Ariashi had the ever-burning lantern. We've got both of their curse stones. And then there's Nejima, who claims to have the one-sided read.
Yeah, that about sums it up.
Okay. We'd better figure out who the remaining 5 are quick. How should we go about looking for them?
There's no point in searching blindly without a lead. Let's focus on other things for now. Tracking down Nejima may lead us to the other curse bearers too. Either way, we should be our top priority. He could do some real damage if we don't get him. I also want to look a little more into Yoshimi. I got a feeling there's some connection there.
Aye aye, boss. It sounds like you've got a work cut out for us. I asked around Sumida's Community Safety Bureau where Yoshimi was stationed. It seems like he was investigating the apparent suicide of a girl named Michio Shirayashi.
Ah, yeah, I heard about that.
He was trying to determine whether it really was a suicide, looking into the height of the building, the force of the impact, her wounds, and all that. He must have suspected some kind of foul play because he ordered a full investigation. But it had already been deemed a suicide, and his superiors told him not to go stirring things up.
Huh? What was the evidence?
Well, according to the report I found on his desk last night, the body was found at the foot of a building, a ways away from the road. There was no evidence of vehicular collision, so it was ruled a suicide.
But he thought there were more to it.
Yes, a truck or other flat-faced vehicle traveling at high speeds could have inflicted similar damage. In other words, sometimes a traffic accident can look an awful lot like a fall.
So there's a chance that it wasn't a suicide. But what a terrible way to go.
There were no brake marks on the road, meaning it could have been a hit and run. The vehicle would have hit her without slowing down at all.
This is turning into quite the grisly case. But the vehicle couldn't have come out from a collision like that unscathed.
Exactly. So I asked the Traffic Bureau to keep an eye out on any vehicles with frontal damage. But I haven't heard back from them yet, so I don't think they're looking very hard.
So we've got no proof. That said, if it was a traffic accident rather than a suicide, it's possible that someone silenced Yoshimi because he was on the verge of discovering the truth.
That's true. You think the driver is the one who did him in?
Not quite. Yoshimi had already talked to forensics and the traffic bureau, right? His death would have covered things up. Wouldn't have covered things up.
You're right on that. Even if the suicide was a cover-up for a hit and run, it doesn't seem like enough reason to kill a cop. Oh, that's right. Unrelated, but I got something else too. I managed to get a hold of Michio Shiraishi's address. Yoshimi went there a bunch over the course of his investigation. It might be a good idea for us to drop by too.
Good thinking. Hopefully that'll give us some more leads. Alright, let's move on to the next topic.
Remember the girl Yoshimi met with the day she died? Remember the girl Yoshimi met with the day he died? One Hitomi Okuda? Community Safety didn't have any contact information for her on hand.
Not even an address?
Well, they had her parents' information, but when I called, they said they hadn't heard from her in a month. Lots of family issues, from the sound of it. They even said they didn't want anything to do with her anymore. That said, she still goes to school once in a while, so we might be able to find her there.
Not sure we really have the time for a stakeout right now, but she could be a key witness. Can we have the community safety track her down for us?
We can ask, but it might be tricky to get it done today. For starters, Kamigata High School is closed today.
Because of the teacher that died.
That's right.
Alright, but if it's not something we can do today, we might have to forget about it. Let's move on then.
I got some information about Yoshimi's fiancée from the community safety. Her name is Mayo Chozawa, 27 years old. She works at a beautician in the area. Look, I even managed to get a picture of her. She sure is a beauty. But...
oh boy, here it comes. But what?
Community safety hasn't been able to contact her since Yoshimi died. Not by phone or at her house. In other words, no response. Dead silence.
There it is. Can't things just be easy for once?
Mayu is a beautician and the fiancé of Hajime Yoshimi, a police officer with the Sumida Police Department. Mayu's current whereabouts remain unknown.
It's definitely starting to look suspect. A crime of passion, perhaps?
It's fairly common for people to be killed by a lover or a spouse. But Yoshimi was well liked, and they'd been together for over 10 years.
You never know. Things could be different behind closed doors.
I guess so.
But we'll have to consider the opposite scenario too. It could be that the same person who was out for Yoshimi is after his fiancée as well. She could be in danger.
You're right. Either way, she's important to the case. HQ already has people looking for her. Well, no, as soon as she's found. HQ has mobilized a search unit for Nejima, but so far we haven't received any word.
Guessing he hasn't come home or at work?
About that. Apparently he vacated his last known address a week ago.
You're serious? So we have no idea where he lives?
It gets worse. I checked in with the factory he was working at. They told me he was only there for a month before he quit.
Hold on a second. You're telling me nobody caught that?
Well, I had the same thought, so I spoke to his probation officer. Turns out he'd been doing house visits and interviews but never bothered checking on his workplace. He also said he'd lost track of Nejima when he moved to a new place.
Jeez, that's just sloppy.
I've heard they're giving a parole to just about anyone these days, because they're running out of room in prisons. Which also means there aren't enough probation officers to go around. Dude's probably overworked.
So Nejima got the F about unsupervised. Gosh damn it. That asshole is annoyingly good at faking remorse or insanity, whatever the situation calls for. Back when I arrested him all those years ago, just talking to him left a bad taste in my mouth.
He's probably hiding under a false name, which will make it hard to track him down. That'd explain why he so brazenly made contact.
That asshole, he's mocking us.
Well, for now, the paperwork to circulate his name and mugshot is being filled.
That's gonna take way too long. We only have until dusk.
Speaking of Nejima.
Yeah?
Did you manage to reach your daughter? It'd be best to put her in protective custody as soon as possible.
Not yet. I can't reach her. They called, but she's not picking up. Wasn't home when they went to the house either.
That's not good. Does that mean she never came home? Why weren't you the one trying to reach her?
Shut up. I don't have her contact info, alright?
Damn, she really doesn't trust you, huh?
Either way, I told her mother that it was an emergency and that we'd send an officer to find her and get her to safety. She was real reluctant, but I got her to agree.
I guess that explains why you got divorced. But if you, her former father, can't find her, how the hell did Nejima do it?
Former, eh? That cuts deep.
Yikes. Sorry, I just kind of slipped out.
Anyway, I suspect it has something to do with his curse echo.
Back on the topic already, huh?
He said his curse could kill a lot of people in a short time. It may even allow him to act from a distance.
I see.
The one-sided read. What was that story about again?
Something about a man stalking a woman who goes insane and chops her up.
Ah, right.
One of the more gruesome of the 7 mysteries. Well, we've got ourselves quite the mess. Strange deaths popping up all over the place that may or may not have something to do with the curses. We also need to keep looking into Yoshimi and Nejima. For now, we'd better start following up on the few leads we've got. I guess I'd better see what Ariel's found out. As for Nejima's whereabouts, all we can do is throw more people at it till we find something. I'll check with HQ frequently to see if they've got any updates. And that's about it. Shall we continue our investigation? We could go to Kamagata High School to look into Hitomi Okuda, or to Michio Shiraishi's house to find out more about her. Oh shit, we got a lot more. Hirui Shigema. Harue? Probably Harue. Alright, let me get a drink. I don't have coconut water with me today. I have Sprite. A lot of reading, but I'm into it. Good morning, ma'am. How you feeling? I'm fine. I hope we can make good progress today. How's your crystone looking? I haven't felt anything from it since sunrise. Interesting. It's possible that its powers can only be unleashed at night then. That aside, why are you so late this morning? There are unfortunately some things that can't be investigated while the world slumbers. But I did get some research done in with limited time I had. Very well, let's talk. By the by, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. And what's that? Our current plan is to steal a curse stone that's already absorbed soul dregs. But I'm wondering if it would suffice to not steal, but instead negotiate with the curse bearer and have them use the right for our purposes. Oh. I mean, I suppose that would accomplish the same, but do you think it's possible? So long as we offer compensation, it may prove much easier than you'd expect. Compensation? Cash, for instance. That wouldn't be off the table for a family as rich as the Shigemas, would it? Of course, why, any amount would be fine if it'd get the job done. I won't let monetary matters lead me to regrets the way it did back with the ransom. Alright, with that option on the table, let's figure out our stratagem. Do you have a curse bearer with whom we can negotiate in mind? Not yet. Surprisingly, it seems the other curse bearers haven't been that proactive about collecting soul dregs. Did you see the news this morning? No, I have not. Overnight, 3 mysterious deaths were reported in this area. They've yet to announce the identities of the bodies found, but they've been nicknamed the Hanjo serial killings. It's garnered quite some attention on the streets. Oh my. Only 3? That's what I thought, even if the victims were curse bearers. Just 1 or 2 wouldn't be enough for soul dregs. And for what those curse stones are capable of, a mere 3 victims seems a little low. With this little activity all through the night, the curse bearers must be a cautious bunch. What's holding them back? Are we not all after the power of resurrection? There may still be some undiscovered victims, but it doesn't seem like anyone has gathered enough soul dregs just yet. We might have to set up some bait to spur them into action, and then we offer them a deal. I've learned something new about the criminal involved with the kidnapping. It concerns the serial killings. There was a body found at Kamagata High School. The person was identified as a school teacher, His name was Kohei Jono Chi. Do you think he was a curse bearer? Not sure. It's possible. But regardless, this means the two people who knew the truth about the kidnapping are both dead. Just when we were getting somewhere. It isn't enough to make me give up, of course. Still, we don't know anything about Michio Shiraishi's residence. It'd be wise to pay it a visit. Understood. In addition to the 3 victims associated with the Hanjo serial killings, there's Michio Shiraishi, who reportedly committed suicide, and the police officer who died at the former Yasuda Gardens. If strange deaths continue occurring like so, they're bound to inspire strange rumors. But those last 2 have nothing to do with the 7 mysteries. No. It's true, both occurred a week before this accursed situation began. Still, it cannot be ruled out. It's possible that the mastermind was involved even with those killings. How? What if there were preliminary steps to awakening the 7 mysteries curses? Can we really assume they're unrelated just because the timing doesn't match up? Or rather, the police officer's death is so baffling that it'd be easier if it were connected to the curses. The victim wasn't the type to be caught off guard easily. You seem to know a lot about this. I suppose we weren't strangers. My personal feelings might be wrapped up in this one too. I see. If you were to investigate this matter more, you might get a lead on the mastermind. You're right. If we wish to focus on the mastermind's identity, this will be a fine starting point. None of the curse bearers seem very proactive. I wonder if this situation could be what the mastermind who kicked it all off intended. Now that's an interesting theory. You think there's someone behind this all? You mentioned hearing an agonized voice telling you to kill when you first attained the curse stone. That doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. Someone agitated the curses in this area on purpose, and they're likely after the rite of resurrection as well. So you think this person is not one of the curse bearers? You've got a sharp mind, ma'am. Though it might seem obvious for the mastermind to become a curse bearer and collect soul dregs, if they were after the rite, this would be very risky, since as a curse bearer they themselves would become a target. So it'd actually be more convenient for them if the curse bearers moved less aggressively. That's right, but despite that, they've been inciting the curse bearers to commit murders. Why? Let's consider this. What if the mastermind isn't trying to collect soul dregs themselves? You mean their intention was also to steal the souls while the other curse bearers compete with each other from the start? Sitting back and observing from the sidelines is the safer course of action, which is why I figured it best for us to attempt the same stratagem. So, how should we do it? There's still reason to suspect the mastermind could be a curse bearer themselves. To be honest, I want to keep my distance from whoever it is. There's no telling what kind of power they might possess. Whether our aim is to negotiate or to steal, we'll have to outpace the mastermind in making contact with the other curse bearers. And how do you suppose we do so? At this point, all we can do is search. If there's a mastermind inciting the curse bearers to collect soul dregs, can we be sure there even is a rite of resurrection? Good question. The rite could be nothing but a myth, fabricated to spur the curse bearers into action. Seeing it might be for naught, do you want to give up, ma'am? Never. Understood. After all, we'll never know the truth unless we see it for ourselves. But we'll do it without using the curses ourselves. By the way, I met a few people who seemed like a potential curse bearer last night. I did some investigating into all of them, but I only managed to get detailed information on 2. You're quick. I suppose that's to be expected from an investigator extraordinaire. I appreciate the flattery. First, there's Ayami Tono, the girl we talked to before, though she isn't a curse bearer herself. She's a student attending T University of Art. She currently lives alone in an apartment near Midoricho Park. You've even determined her address? You're not one to be underestimated, Mr. Investigator Extraordinaire. I've called every single university with ukiyo-e in the curriculum, pretending to be her parent. I went around to check on the place, all on the way here. It doesn't seem like she returned home last night. I'm worried she might have run into some trouble. Didn't you attempt to follow her last night? I'm embarrassed to say, but I couldn't. She shook me. I couldn't keep track of her. And here I thought you were an investigator extraordinaire. I'd like to learn more about her, but it would take some time. She's planning to steal the curse stones just like us. It's best we act carefully around her. Next is a tall man who was dressed in black. I met him near Kinshicho. He stood out with the way he dressed. I managed to get some good information from him. Impressive? What can I say? He works as a secretary to Hihaku Soap's chairwoman. I believe his name is Takumi Yumioka. The Hihaku Soap's headquarters and factories are both located in Hanzhou, correct? Yes, they've been here for a while, but it's only in the past 10 years that the company has shown significant growth. I remember seeing the chairwoman on the news a few years back. She seemed to be very shrewd. With the increase in sales, I assumed she'd want her factories running at full capacity. But with the harsh restrictions against industrial waste, a lot of the factories with older equipment had to be shut down. That's right, even 10 years ago, there were many complaints about chemical plants dumping waste into the river. Most companies back then were more concerned with making a profit than protecting the environment. I wonder what a man working for such a company would have been up to in the middle of the night. On the way here, I stopped by the company's headquarters, but they hadn't started for the day and I should have better luck later. Let's hope you will. Perhaps they're interested in seeing if the ride would be beneficial for their product research into beauty and skincare. Ha! Now that's an interesting thought. I ran into one more suspicious young man last night. This one seemed to be out collecting soul dregs, right? Indeed. I couldn't get a good look at him, though, and I couldn't gather enough intel to properly identify him. Well, that's a shame, but I can make an educated guess. Oh? You know that researcher who discovered the ancient text on the Rite of Resurrection? The one that lives near here. His name is Hideki Araishi, and the man I met very similar in stature. Oh my, even he's involved? How awfully suspect. Considering his background, couldn't he be the one who initiated the whole affair? I think it's possible, yes. Which is why I've decided to refrain from making contact with him for the time being. Safety first. Understandable. Of course, I'd want to learn more, but this isn't the right time to focus on him. I prefer to ascertain who else is a curse bearer first. I returned to Hihaku Soaps to see that man in black. Their headquarters are down on South Waragisui Street. We might even discover more deaths related to the curses on the way. We should pay attention to the day's news. Well, that's all I have to report. Shall we continue with our investigation? What do you want to do? If you still can't use the curse stone, taking a walk should be a fun place to start. Right, let's go together. I want to see what's going on for myself. In that case, I'll trust you to decide on where we should go, ma'am. Let's go to high school first. Here we are at Ground Zero, Kamagata High School. I guess it's logical that the police got this place shut down. The teacher's body was found here, after all. It's as if the students have nowhere to go now that the school's closed. It seems the officers are still inspecting the scene. Entry has been strictly prohibited. The news had attracted a bunch of curious onlookers, huh? That works in our favor. The more people around, the better we can blend in. Sir, you look like a cowboy in Japan. Okay, that's everything. He appears to be wary of those police officers. Maybe the police really do have something against private investigators, just like those in the detective novels. This place is said to be connected with the story of the Fool's Procession. I wouldn't be surprised if a curse bearer decided to turn up. However, I need to find out if that teacher was a curse bearer or not. I expect the police to be baffled, since they don't know about the curses. I can ask around and see what the students have to say. Alright, I'll go ask the students about Michio. I'm back, ma'am. So, what did you learn? I learned that school kids sure do love good rumor. I was practically drowning in stories about Mr. Jonoichi and Michio, most of which seemed dubious at best. Not surprising. Most of what I heard was hardly worth a second thought. But there was one story that caught my attention. Oh? Some believe that Michio is the one who killed Mr. Jonoichi. Really? The story's got two pieces of evidence to back it up. One of them was a news to me. Apparently, he's been mumbling that Michio was going to kill him for some days now. A fellow teacher overheard his mumblings and told the students. And then it spread like wildfire, I suppose. Rumors that juicy don't stay a secret for long. As for the other piece of evidence, a pigtail girl in a school uniform was seen around school late last night. Go on. Although numerous people claim to have seen the girl, not one of them saw her face. Some are proposing it was Michio brought back to life, or that it was her vengeful spirit. But it's not like Michio's the only high school girl to wear pigtails. This rumor might have been made up just to fan the flames. But if it were true, I'd want to get a hold of her in order to hear her side of the kidnapping. If she's alive, that'd be ideal. There's still one more thing I should mention. I discovered where Michio lived. A student had a list of student addresses on hand. That's an amazing find. I believe all of the students actually have a copy of said list. It truly worries me how easy it was to obtain what should be confidential information. Imagine what would happen if that information gotten into the wrong hands. Well, so far it hasn't. No. Sure, let's hope it stays that way. In the meantime, it's now possible for us to visit Michio Shiraishi's house. Sprite time, sprite time. How'd it go? Went to visit Michio Shiraishi's family home. However, no one seemed to be there. I got no answer at the door and all the lights were out. It seems to have been empty for a while now, and there was a stack of newspapers out front. It's a bit quieter over here. It's a residential area after all. All these rundown row houses really scream working class, don't they? I don't understand why no one's come to this house, even after Michio committed suicide. I wonder if this place is okay. I've never liked these messy and cluttered back streets, and they give me jitters every time. It's reassuring to have someone as strong and tall as Richard accompanying me. He looks so unfazed. I suppose a detective is used to this kind of thing. Always investigating and chasing criminals. I wouldn't be cut out for it. Social connections run deep in working class areas like this place, so I decided to talk to the locals. I met a few nice old ladies who were kind enough to give me the scoop. Turns out that Shiraishi's reputation really went down the dumps this past year. Is that so? I'll give you the quick summary. They moved here about 3 years ago. Their previous residence was in a better part of town. Michio's father died in a car accident, leaving behind just the two of them. Michio's mom, Toshiko, now a single mother, relocated here. At first, they got along with their neighbors, many of which were in similar situations, helping and being helped in turn. So far, so good. What happened? Well, as I said, their reputation began to go downhill about a year ago. A man recognized as Toshiko's common-law husband had moved into the household. His name was apparently Kankichiro Iwai. Neighborhood gossip is something else. Somehow, everyone knew his name. So, what of this Iwai character? He was apparently a vulgar fellow with a criminal record. He was prone to violent outbursts. The neighbors often heard screams and shouting coming from the home. The neighbors took particular notice of Toshiko's screams, pleading with him to not hit Michio. That's terrible. As if that wasn't unsettling enough, every night the neighbors also began to hear an eerie chanting. Through this, the Shiraishis standing in the neighborhood plummeted rapidly. Toshiko was often seen covered in bruises and wounds. She stopped responding to her neighbors. She would just turn the other way when greeted. They kept their storm shutters closed even during the day, and effectively shut themselves away from the entire community. That sounds horrible. Why didn't the police step in and do something? Unfortunately, under the current laws, the police aren't allowed to get involved with domestic disputes. That's awful. And then Michio reportedly killed herself. Things only got worse with the Iwai, and Toshiko was admitted to the hospital for physical and mental abuse. Ever since, Iwai hasn't returned home. Many locals express sympathy for Michio's circumstances, but just as many were fed up with the Shiraishis entirely and seemed relieved that things finally quieted down again. It seems that they were still considered outsiders even after 3 years living here. I don't understand it. Why would Toshiko have gotten involved with such a brutish good-for-nothing in the first place? I've heard many stories where one partner's personality does a complete turn after entering a relationship. After her first husband's death, Toshiko's financial situation had also taken a turn for the worse. She was determined to send her daughter to a good high school. It's possible she fell victim to sweet promises. Life can be tough, I suppose. You don't seem to be moved by the story, ma'am. That's fine. If People have all kinds of stories. Oh yeah, he looks like a piece of work. The common-law husband of Michio Shiraishi's mother, Toshiko Shiraishi, Kanki, what a hard name that is. Kankichiro started coming and going from the Shiraishi household a little over a year ago. It seems he served some time in prison, but the details are unknown. The Shiraishis were dealt a tough hand. I can't imagine what it was like. Could it be the girl was forced by her circumstances to take part in the kidnapping? But the Shiraishis certainly hadn't lucked out with theirs, bringing such a violent man into it. Let's get out of this place. It seems so eerie there, doesn't it? The Hihaku Soap's headquarters are on the other side of South Waragasui Street. They were closed when I visited this morning, but it appears things are up and running now. So, an influential person at Hihaku Soaps is potentially a curse bearer. Richter proposed we use money to negotiate for the curse stones, but we could hardly outbid a large corporation if it came down to it. First, I need to confirm whether Takumi is the man I ran into last night. Then I'll be able to determine if he's a curse bearer. It'd be better if I go inside the headquarters, alone. You should walk around, visit a cafe for some tea, perhaps. To think, a small soap-making company could grow so much in such a short time. They have factories and warehouses throughout the area now. You can see why director and now chairwoman Natsui Yamamori is called the Queen. Oh shit, we have all the person of interest now. Natsui Yamamori. Natsui is the former president of Yaku Soaps, a large chemical company. Though she retired from her position 2 years ago, she still wields great influence over the company from her position of chairwoman. Recently, there have been rumors about her possessing strange and powerful magical abilities, earning her the nickname the Witch of Yaku. Prior to the war, Natsui enjoyed working her dream job at a textile factory. She was forced to face the bitter reality of the world, however, when the factory was destroyed by a fire during the war, and she was ordered to rework the fabric she had painstakingly crafted into something more suitable for blue-collar work. Witnessing the rise in popularity of Western-style clothing in the post-war period, Natsui left the textile industry. However, a nod to her past can be seen in her company's name, with Hihaku being another name for kasiri, a type of fabric featuring patterns and images woven with dyed fibers. Having long been dissatisfied with the soap supplied at the textile factory, Natsui saw a business opportunity and set up her own small soap factory. Taking inspiration from imported soap brands, she developed new products which quickly gained a good reputation. Ever the shrewd businesswoman, Natsui ran an aggressive promotional campaign on TV featuring a popular Japanese singer, rapidly turning Hihaku Soaps into a household name. Oh, this is Nejima. What the hell? When did we get that? He looks ridiculous. The man who made headlines over 2 decades ago is the perpetrator of the brutal killings known as the Nejima murders. You mentioned that Takumi works as a secretary? That's correct. Do you think it's possible he's acting on her orders? That's exactly my thinking. A curse bearer with both money and power could certainly look at resurrection as their next prize. Negotiating with a person of that stature may prove difficult. I'm going in. I may be a while, so feel to find somewhere to kill time. Ooh, that's a rough one. So feel to find somewhere to kill time. Okay. Good luck in there. Sorry to keep you waiting. How did it go? I'll fast forward to the conclusion. I met with Takumi. There's no doubt he's the same man I saw last night. But it doesn't seem like he's a curse bearer. But that doesn't mean he has no connections to the recent curses. He knew about the 7 mysteries. He even guessed we have a curse stone of our own. Excuse me? I tried to approach Takumi about a fallen item after I ran into him last night. However, you said your name was Richter, correct? I'd have a favor I'd like to ask you. I'm hoping you would hand over the curse stone in your possession. I don't know if that voice works for him. Curse stone? What are you on about? There's no need to play dumb with me. In fact, there's no time for it. I had all the same reason you did to think that you were a curse bearer last night. And your arrival here only confirms it. You are a curse bearer, no? You're right. We lack time. I'll confess, I am a curse bearer. I possess the curse stone of the haunted clappers. I'm glad to hear the truth. Finally, this conversation is worthwhile. It is a dangerous item you hold. Give it to me. My company will take the responsibility to dispose of it. I didn't know the soap business specialized in scrubbing curses clean. It is the prerogative of Miss Yamamori. Is that so? Assuming you've obtained the curse, you understand the power it involves. No? Miss Yamamori possesses supernatural powers akin to those of a god. She also has a deep love for this land, having transformed it from the pile of dirt it once was to the home of our headquarters. She cannot stomach the fact that it is now in the sight of these curses running rampant. So you're telling me the Queen of Hihaku is a real-life witch? She wouldn't appreciate being called that, mind you. There's a sorcerer by the name of Suigen Gamyoto, who's gallantly working behind the scenes, exorcising spirits and the like. Go on. That being so, there have already been instances of the dead coming back to life. Do you understand the urgency of this matter? These are curses we're speaking of, tools which are used by the wicked beings to possess people. The rite of resurrection is nothing but a fabrication meant to seduce the curse bearers into unspeakable action. If you truly understand what I'm talking about, you must hand over the curse stone at once. Very interesting. With that said, just how many curse stones have you acquired so far? If what you tell me is true, surely the company would have launched a large-scale search by now. We have 6. 6? Oh-wee! I could rest at ease then. And here I thought I was at risk of being cursed. It seems we're on the same page. If that is the case, you should hand over your curse stone immediately. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's not actually in my possession at the moment. Considering its importance, I've been keeping it in hiding. Really now? Then I'll accompany you while you will retrieve it. I'm sorry, but I've got something important to attend to. But I do promise I'll return with it later. Very well. Then you won't refuse to provide your address and telephone number, I presume? How prudent of you. I'll oblige. And that's how it went. So they aren't after the rides after all. I wouldn't be so quick to trust them. Oh? I believe we're dealing with a master in deception. He may well have made up a story to convince us to part ways with our stone. I think he was lying about having procured 6 stones as well. Really? 6? That's excessive. Well now, I feel gullible. The company is plotting something. What do you turn British? The company is plotting something. I wonder what they mean to do with them cursed stones. He seemed rather desperate to get a hold of ours, despite us not having collected any soul dregs. Perhaps the people at Hihaku are the masterminds behind the curses being unleashed. What, because the chairwoman's a witch? I wonder about that too. If she really were that powerful, would her secretary have divulged that information so casually? Takumi was either making it up as he went, or he's trying to spread a rumor. For what purpose would he do that? Recently, people have been caught up about the occult more than ever before. If a word spreads that Hihaku's chairwoman has godlike powers, she could very well benefit socially and politically from that mystique. That's unsettling. By the by, there's one more thing of interest I heard while in the company's reception lobby. And what's that? People were discussing whether one of them bodies found this morning was that a Hihaku employee. Really? So long as the officials haven't revealed the identity, it all amounts to no more than speculation, though. Despite that, I have reason to believe Hihaku Soaps is deeply involved with the 7 mysteries. At the very least, I can assure you I've gathered that much. The more we know, the better our negotiations will go. We're here. This is Midoricho Park. Ayami Tono lives around here. She wasn't in her apartment when I dropped by this morning, and I wonder if it's worth checking again. We won't get much done standing around here. Why don't I go and check on Ayame's apartment? You don't mean to speak with her, do you? No, I'd prefer to get an idea of what she's been up to. I'd like to see whether she's been home or not, just to potentially get a trace on her movements. Then be my guest. Okay, I shouldn't be long. Back, ma'am. So, nothing? I'm afraid so. She still hasn't returned. However, I noticed a few people who seem to be related to the police force keeping a watch in the area. I don't know if they got eyes on her apartment, but they do appear to be watching the building it's in. Interesting. You've got a sharp eye to have noticed them despite being so covert. What can I say? It's part of the job. However, I meant I had to refrain from knocking on her door or looking through her windows. I wasn't able to check her electric meter or mailbox either, unfortunately. You were planning to go that far? We won't make much progress sticking around here. I doubt anyone's still living there. Oh, so you came here too. What is it? Could you repeat, however, could you repeat what you know one more time for me, Richter? And thus 2 worlds collide. Ooh, it's upbeat over here with the cops. I think Sprite's the best soda, by the way. Just putting that out there. Not only does it not have food dye, it just tastes fantastic. Here we are, Kamagata High. Classes are suspended for the day, so the students are just kind of wandering around aimlessly. This place isn't only connected to the case because the students are under Yoshimi's jurisdiction. It's also the site of the fool's procession, and of course where the teacher was killed. Seems a likely place to find some clues, don't you think? Alright, speaking of schools.
What is it?
You said paranormal affairs can't help us right now, so why don't we get the psychic high schooler you mentioned to help us? A lot of people involved in this case lead back to the school anyway, so it might make things easier to have them with us.
For a guy who questioned me on the legality of working with them, you sure seem eager to exploit underage labor.
Hey, who said anything about exploiting them? I just want to give our young experts the opportunity to shine.
When did you become such a smooth talker?
Anyway, I'm afraid I don't know where they are. Ah, I see. I wonder if there's anyone who could help us scout out the area. The school gates will stay locked while forensics inspects the scene of the incident. Looks like they're still busy. Let's talk to the person in charge later. The news of the dead teacher has also attracted a fair share of rubberneckers. Wait, hold up. A rubbernecker is a person who stares inquisitively, often with excessive curiosity or in a naive or foolish manner. It can also refer to a tourist or someone who goes on tours. The term is often used to describe someone who slows down their vehicle or stops altogether to observe an accident on the side of the road. A rubbernecker is a person who stares or gapes inquisitively. Thank you. The atmosphere is kind of intense with this many cops around. Kamagata Gymnasium also serves as a polling place and an evacuation center. A lot of the buildings around here are still made of wood, but this place looks safe and sturdy. Yoshimi also looked out for these students as Sumida city officer. Juvenile delinquency has been a growing problem for years now. This school is no exception. Well, who are we talking to? 9 a.m. A perfectly reasonable time for students to be at school, and yet, I doubt this will be that simple. Is there something on my shirt? Don't tell me I stink. Alright, I guess we're just gonna move on then. It seems like Michio's house is at the end of this road. We don't want to intimidate them, so maybe I should go alone.
Ario is checking the Shiraishi house at the end of the road. This street's real narrow, so two big guys like us would stick out like a pair of sore thumbs. So, the Shiraishi household. There's a chance that Michio didn't actually kill herself. It might be for the best that we didn't find her parents.
The houses are really crammed together in these narrow alleyways. Strangers like us walking through definitely stand out. It really feels like old Tokyo. Alright, I'll go check the house.
Irio's off checking the Shiraishi household. I'll just wait till he gets back. It's quiet. This place is normally pretty lively, full of people coming and going. But it seems like everyone's decided to stay inside because of the recent incidents.
Wait, are we actually waiting?
Ah, you're back.
No luck, boss.
No one home?
Doesn't look like it. I knocked for a while, but nobody came to the door. I glanced in the windows, but there was no sign of activity inside either. And I saw about 3 newspapers stuffed into their mailbox.
Huh.
You cannot currently progress any further. Once your situation has changed, select resume to try again. Oh, good morning, Yako. Huh? Yako, rise and shine. Huh? You're up. It's morning? Are you okay? Can you remember your name? Duh. I'm Yako Sakazaki. Good. It seems like you're fully awake. Oh, Mio, thanks for last night. Was everything okay? Yep. Still alive. I couldn't dispel the curse echo or learn the identity of who used it, but I managed to at least get away. But in that situation, it's the best you can hope for. I'm sorry I got you involved in something so dangerous. I meant to look for you as soon as the sun rose, but I was just so sleepy. I can't even remember when I fell asleep. It's okay. It's only natural to be exhausted after what you went through. Besides, I also feel bad that you've been wrapped up in all this. It's supposed to be my job to prevent that from happening. Oh yeah, you said something about that last night. Just who are you exactly, Mio? The truth is I've been trained in things having to do with the supernatural. Huh? You mean you can learn that kind of stuff like you would with flower arranging? I had quite the eventful childhood. That sounds like it must have been tough. Yes, it would take a long time to explain, so let's leave it at that for now. As fate would have it, I've ended up as the apprentice, or maybe more like an assistant to a notable paranormal expert. Schools have always had more paranormal disturbances because young people tend to be more susceptible to these kinds of things. I'm sent to schools that may experience something paranormal and put a stop to it before it happens. Wow, that's amazing. So it's like a part-time job you do while also being a student? Well, I do help maintain public order, but it's all part of my training, so I don't get any money. Ah, you've got it rough then. But still, that really is amazing. You were so cool when you faced off against that evil spirit. I never know if I should be happy when you compliment me like that. But anyways, that's why it's up to me to resolve any paranormal issues at the school. And why I'm going to look into the cause of all this. But for now, let's head to school. Yeah. Oh, do you have your curse stone? Now that it's daytime and its power is diminished, I should be able to hold on to it. Want to give it a try? Right, I do have it, but... Yako? Is it really so wrong? Trying to bring Michio back, I mean? I can't approve of it. The rite may seem like a dream come true, but if it involves taking the lives of other people, then... Yeah, true. I want to make sure this whole ritual ends without anyone getting hurt. That's what I believe, and what I'll put before anything else. Why do you look like you're ready to just like kill like 10 people in a row without batting an eye? I'm sorry, but is it okay if I hold on to it? Yako, I promise I won't use the curse, no matter what, but maybe there's some other way. I just have this feeling that I shouldn't give up on the possibility just yet. That said, I'll help you, even if it's to stop the curses. For the Michio that still exists within me, I'll settle things so that we can move forward. Okay, but if you ever feel in danger, you can give me the curse stone at any point. Right, thank you, Mio. Okay then, let's go. Well, that looks like a real place. Huh? I thought it's unusually noisy. There's a big group of people and police in front of the school. Did something happen? If the police are here, then something must have. I'll go ask. Thanks. This isn't good. What happened? Don't panic, okay? The first teacher who came to work this morning found something. Okay. Mr. Jono Uchi was found dead in the middle of the school grounds. What? They're closing the school for today. But that's not all. I didn't know this either since I didn't watch the morning news, but rumors are spreading that a number of bodies were found nearby. What? There's no way. Could it be? Because of the curse? We don't know enough to say. From what I heard, Mr. Jono Uchi's body was in the middle of the grounds. But his body was covered in bruises like he'd fallen from somewhere high. Weird. Taking into account his unnatural death and the timing, it's very likely it has something to do with the curse. You're saying someone used their curse on him last night? Seems like it, doesn't it? But that's so scary. Eesh. So the curses really do kill people. And someone used it. Shh. Keep your voice down, okay? What would happen if another curse bearer heard you? Sorry. I wish we had a little more information, but they've locked up the front gate. Maybe we could sneak in through the back entrance. That person over there. Isn't that Hitomi Okuda? You're right. That's unusual. But she was at the school last night too. She must know something about Mr. Jono Uchi. Let's see what she has to say. Oh, me away from me.
Huh? So you're telling me the two of yous, the ones at school last night? No sense hiding it then. Plus, I owe you one, Mio. I'll tell you everything I know.
Thank you. She owes you? Oh, yeah. Right after I transferred here, there was a bit of trouble.
She gave me one of those, what was it? Oh, exorcisms.
Huh? So that's what it was. Did you hear about Mr. Jono Uchi?
Heard about it. I've known about it since last night. I saw that asshole bite it on the school grounds myself.
What? You saw it happen? Tell us about it. What exactly happened?
Don't really know myself. It was pitch black. What can I tell you? It was almost at dawn, probably around 3. And he started freaking out all of a sudden and ran out on the grounds like something was chasing him. Then he screamed.
Forgive me, Michio.
or something like that while he was running around.
Michio? He mentioned Michio? Was there anyone else on the grounds?
It was too dark to see from where I was, but for just a second, I think I saw a girl in a uniform with hair in her braids.
Oh?
I didn't go out to make sure, so it could have been nothing for all I knows. Then I heard him begging for his life like, I was wrong, I'll do anything. Then all of a sudden his arms and legs snapped, even though he was just standing there.
His arms and legs broke without anything being done to him?
He fell over and quit moving, so I thought I'd better get the hell out of here. Then he croaked. That's all I saw, I swears.
I see. But from what you told us, it almost sounds like Michio's ghost chased down Mr. Jonauchi and killed him.
Hell if I know anything about that. I'm just telling you what I heard him say.
Did you tell that story to the police?
Nope, and I ain't gonna. Can't count on them for shit. Not like they'd believe such an insane story anyways.
Right. But there must be at least one person in the police worth trusting, right?
Yeah, I guess. There was this one cop who's always got on my case about stuffs. But he died just the other day.
Oh, he did. I'm sorry to hear that.
Everyone who gets involved with me ends up dead. Maybe I really am cursed. Pisses me off.
You've got it all wrong. The spirit that possessed you wasn't that kind of spirit.
Ah? It wasn't?
Yeah, this was just an unfortunate coincidence. Though I'm sure that was hard enough for you.
That's all I know about that asshole's death.
Hey Mio, I've been thinking of something. The way she described it reminded me of something. The way Mr. Jonauchi died, it sounds a lot like how Michio died. Of course, I didn't see it myself, but the state Michio's body was in, it was like she had fallen from high up. Could they have been killed by the same curse? I don't think so. The curses of the seven mysteries hadn't manifested when she died. And if we can't trust what the spirit board said, then Michio died in an accident. Ah, right. Hitomi, were you possessed by some kind of evil spirit?
I don't understand it all too well myself. What I can say for sure is, thanks to Mio, the weird symptoms that were happening all went away.
Yep, some people were born with a natural sensitivity to the paranormal. They tend to end up isolated as they struggle to relate to the people around them. They also tend to draw spirits to them naturally. This can cause strange symptoms they don't understand, like headaches, muscle stiffness, and hallucinations, even memory problems. I'm sure it must have been very hard. So that's how it works, huh? Do people also have their personality taken over when possessed too? It is possible with the spirits who have a very close relationship to their target, like siblings or a parent and a child. But you almost never hear about people being taken over completely. It's when the two parties aren't in sync that those negative effects can start to appear.
So the seances or whatever you see on TV are all bogus?
Not quite. There are mediums and diviners who can align their minds with the spirits they call. Though there are people on TV who are just putting on a performance.
Ah?
There are people who in life had extremely powerful spirit sense or a deep connection with the person. But even they shouldn't be able to completely take over the person they possess. And even if they could, it would only be enough to pressure them to choose certain behaviors that wouldn't be unusual for them to do on their own to begin with. But if that's the case, wouldn't you not know if you were choosing the behavior in your own will or not? Hence why there are lots of cases where people don't even realize they're possessed. Though the spirit may influence the behavior and memories of the host, the deeper their connection in life, the easier it is for that to occur. I see. Getting possessed by a spirit is pretty complicated, huh? That must have been tough for you being possessed for so long, Hitomi.
Whatever might happen to me doesn't make any difference. Me being able to see spirits and stuff has nothing to do with how things ended up like this.
Yeah, it's not like being able to see them is your fault either. The same goes for me. Maybe it's just something we have to live with. I think you have a knack for it yourself, Yako. I bet you could see them too with a little training. I think I may pass. You tell me, last night before you witnessed Mr. Jonauchi collapse, can I ask what he and you were doing in the classroom?
You gonna tell the cops?
Oh, right. With everything that happened with Mr. Jonauchi, they'll suspect you if you told them you saw him with that last night.
Anytime something happens with someone like me, all those shitty adults start jumping to conclusions.
I understand. I won't tell them. He wouldn't have been able to kill him anyway.
If you say so, then I don't mind telling you about it. So, last night, that piece of shit, Jonauchi, called me over here acting like he was gonna attack me or something.
What? How terrible.
Whatever. I'm glad he's dead. Had it coming.
Calling people worthless and a cancer on society when he doesn't even know shit about them. That asshole was the one who always acted like a scum, if you ask me. Is that so? Could you tell us more detail why he called you out in the middle of the night?
It's hard to explain. Where to start?
What did you mean by Mr. Jonauchi acting like a scum? Was he doing something bad?
You know Michio Shiraishi, right? The girl who killed herself?
Huh? Michio?
I don't know everything, but that creep of a teacher had some dirt on her. And he was using it to blackmail her. Called her up after school and made her do whatever he wanted.
What? What do you mean when you say whatever he wanted?
I'll leave it to your imagination. Nothing that a couple of model students like you could never get involved with.
No way. What do you mean by dirt? I don't know anything about this. How could I have not known about this? Yako, I know how you feel, but try to calm down.
You've got guts acting like you were a friend. Jonauchi really did a number on both Michio's body and soul. She probably felt she couldn't tell anyone, like she had to suffer alone.
How terrible. Hey, tell me, how do you know about this?
I just happened to walk in on it. I know the spots around school people go to when they want to stay out of sight. He ran off in a panic when I yelled at him, asking what he was doing.
Walked in on it?
I couldn't just leave her alone, looking like she was about to cry, so I stuck around for a bit. She told me everything that happened in whispers. She probably figured I wasn't the type to spread that stuff around, but she never asked for my help. She told me she was fine and kept it a secret.
Michio, why?
She probably thought she just had to grit her teeth until she was through. She was naive. I tried to tell her that if you give guys like that an inch, they'll take a mile. She kept saying about how it was her punishment. She was soft.
No.
Of course, Jonauchi didn't change, and he kept on doing what he was doing. I don't understand either of them, and that's as much as I was involved. And then she killed herself. Nothing I can do about it now.
They told me if you knew about it, then why didn't you?
You trying to say this my fault? She told me not to say anything. She told me she was fine. So what the hell more responsibility do I have other than I already did?
Yako, there's no point in blaming Hitomi. Michio, why? Did you hear what this dirt was?
Nope. Never heard what it was. But from the sound of it, he'd been blackmailing her since about a year ago.
For that long?
The dick probably got her doing something she shouldn't have been.
She looked well behaved, but there's more to a person than meets the eye, you know. There must be some reason. Don't know. Got nothing to do with me. Yo, speaking of shit, there's this thing called Old Trapper, bro. It's this meat brand. They sell beef sausage thing. Oh, it's so good. I just had one. Had to freshen up. Oh my gosh, bro. So, last night, how'd it start?
Ah, right.
Remember that nosy cop I mentioned who's always on my case? He died at the former Yasuda Gardens a couple days ago. Yoshimi was his name. He's part of the juvenile division. He didn't look like a cop at all. Real tough guy, but good at looking out for folks. So he was the only one I could talk to. Oh? So there was something like that with the police. Too bad he ended up dying. Ah, another thing. One time he suddenly introduced his fiancée to me. It was hilarious seeing a big guy like that act like a shy little kid all of a sudden. She told me that he was like me when he was my age and that she was on my side. It must have been a terrible loss for her too. Yeah, I do feel a little bad for her when I think about how sad she must be.
And I saw him at the gardens last night.
Oh no.
Whenever I would get worked up over something, Yoshimi always took me straight to that park. And then he'd listen to whatever I was pissed off about. That day, he called me over there like usual. But something seemed off about him. Like he was worried about something.
Worried about something?
Yeah, he asked me for a favor too, and that was pretty unusual.
A favor? What kind of favor?
He handed me a weird talisman and asked me to hold on to it for him.
A talisman?
Yeah, just a normal good luck charm. I figured if that's it, then sure, I'll take it. I have it with me now. But that wasn't all.
And then he told me that he wanted me to look for a talisman Michio Shiraishi had that looked just like this one.
Huh? Michio?
What does she have to do with this?
Yoshimi had been meeting up and talking with her. While they were together, he noticed that she had like a special talisman or something. But apparently Michio always avoided the subject.
A talisman that Michio had?
He knew that I knew her, so that's why he asked me, he said.
Could there have been something that Michio couldn't tell even the police about? I know things at home were a little complicated.
From what I heard, Michio was keeping her mouth shut about what Jonouchi was doing to her. Hard to talk with the cops when someone's got dirt on you. Now, I didn't squeal on anything about Michio either.
Michio, what is it that had such a strong grip on you?
So basically, Yoshimi didn't just have his eye on Michio, but a talisman too. But after she died, he didn't know where it ended up. So, since I knew her from school, he wanted me to look into it for him.
Is there something special about the two talismans? I wonder why he gave it to you.
Hell if I know. When I looked inside it, there was just a weird kind of grimy scrap of wood.
So you've seen inside it?
But from the way he was acting, it seemed important to him somehow. But to be honest, what he was asking is such a pain in the ass. I figured he had to be serious about it.
Oh, and since he died right after that?
Yeah, he even said to me,
if anything happens to me, take those two talismans. Give them to a guy named Nakagoshi at the police department.
Knowing what I know now, he probably felt that something bad was gonna happen to him.
Nakagoshi. Do you know Emil?
No, I've just heard the name, I think. So there really is a Nakagoshi. That's a relief, at least. Anyway, it didn't feel right just ignoring a dead guy's last request.
Hey, tell me,
Yeah?
that talisman, would you mind if I had a look at it?
Sorry, but I don't trust you all that much yet.
It's important to me. Okay. Sorry. I gotta call it here. We'll continue next time. It might be a little while, but I am gonna finish this shit, that's for sure. I thought it was only gonna be one night, but we're going straight into the day, man. Who's the mastermind, though? It's definitely someone is like completely causing the entire Rite of Resurrection ritual with all the curses and everything. They planned all this shit out, but I don't know who it could be. I have a few ideas on who it could be, but nothing solid just yet. It's so hard to say, but I think the person I'm most suspicious of is the chick at the start. I don't even remember her name, but the way she was acting was just too strange, and she kind of like goaded Shoujo. Like, remember Shoujo woke up with no memories, first off. Second off, he died right after not falling for a ruse. I think there's something really, really fishy about her. Either way, I'll be back next time, and we'll see if we can finish this. We're pretty close to the end, I think. Either way, have a good night.